Hello. Okay, I'm back. Now it's time to get started again. I don't know if you've noticed, but our kitchen is designed by my wife and I. We actually had it built this way. I'm in the remodeling business myself, okay, as well as being a retired public school teacher. And at one point I decided that we needed to design the kitchen and our living space where we entertain to actually entertain. Many people don't have that concept in the back of their mind. Behind you right now, there is seating for 6 people at a counter. To this side, there's seating for 5 people. So we can actually seat 11 people around the outer counter here. We can see them. We have our dining table right there. We have 2 mini sofas over here. The TV's on the wall there. The living room's there. It's a totally wide open space. Okay? Lighting, if you take a look in the kitchen here, we have 2 lights over the counter. I have electric in the counter. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 ceiling lights. Okay? In the, what we call the great room, which is a tray ceiling, which I added when I built this myself, by the way, that this whole thing, I remodeled everything myself except for the kitchen and the flooring. Everything else was done by me, okay? In that room, we have 2 very nice fans with lights, dimmers, everything. They're on remotes. I have in that particular section approximately 22 can lights or more. I have approximately 14 in the living room. I have them all over the house, okay? So don't be afraid to remodel. Refrigerator's here. Trash is here. Stove there, stove here. Pots and pans all around me. Right, my spice rack right here, okay? Our microwave here, dishes here, oven here, sinks right here, dishwasher right over here, okay? Everything is in immediate access. So whatever we need to do, it's available. So if you're ever thinking about redesigning your kitchen, think about redesigning the whole layout, including your dining room. Dining rooms are useless nowadays. Nobody does formal dining. We don't do formal dining. Our friends don't do formal dining, okay? So keep that in the back of your mind. Now, back to this process. It took me approximately 45 minutes just to get my vegetables in order, all right? Now I'm going to make a little bit more than what the recipe calls for, and I'll put the recipe at the end of the video so that you can copy it down, okay? But I'm going to make a little bit more because it's the holidays, all right? Today is December the 19th, so we're approaching Christmas very shortly, and I'm going to make these grape leaves ahead of time. Now you can also freeze them. If you don't want to use them right away, you can also freeze them and use them somewhere down the road. But I usually only make them for the holidays, and when I'm going to make them, I'm going to make a lot of them, okay? So I'm using 2 pounds of rice rather than 1.5 pounds, and I adjusted my recipe accordingly for that. As you can see over here, or maybe you can't, on top of the dishwasher, all my vegetables are cut, washed, and prepared. So all I need to do is put them in my Cuisinart and get started. Again, what do? Make sure it's off before you plug it in. I learned that lesson the hard way. So we plug the Cuisinart in. We're all ready to roll now, okay? We're going to mix our vegetables a little bit different than normal. We want to put some stuff in with the rough with the fine because dill is very fine. So you want something that's going to be a little rougher in there to mix that up good. So we're going to combine them. We're going to make combination mixtures. Before we even start this process, I'm going to take my 2 pounds of rice, dump it right in my bowl, and dispose in the bag. That's it. That's done. Okay? Now I'm going to add my vegetables. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a handful of onions that I've diced. You can see they're in chunks. And put those in. Don't worry, I already washed my hands. And I'm going to put actually a whole onion in there. Okay, that's 1 whole onion. Big ones, remember, big onions. Then I'm going to take a handful of my vegetables. I have stuufed, which is mint tea. I have parsley, and I also have in there some dill. So wipe my hands off here. Put my lid on and pulse. Just keep pushing up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Imagine how long it would take you if you had to do this. If you don't have a Cuisinart, you don't have some sort of blender, you should have one of these. Should have one of these, okay? And you want to use this side, okay? If you take a look, this side here, this side is not as coarse as this side. You want this side, all right? And that'll do the trick. Now, if you're going to do the dill and the parsley and the stuufed, you have to chop it with a knife, and you have to do it really fine. Okay? You can't have anything thick. So, but you can use the onions on this thing. That's great for using for the onions. Okay? Now, let's take a look. Is that good? No, it's not. I got some big chunks in there here. So what do I need? Yep. I use spatula. Push it down. Put your top back on. Give it another spin. Alright. Then what I do is I bring the bowl down here. Of course, the first thing I'm going to do is take the blade out. Take the blade out. Notice the stuff sticks to it. Dump it right in there. Okay? Take your finger. Be careful. These things are really sharp. Take this off. Take my spatula. Just dump all that around. Man, those onions are strong. Woo! Man, only one thing stronger than that. That's my armpits. Wow, boy, does that. Woo! Man, I didn't realize that when you're just chopping them up, you don't realize how strong they are until you really do this to them. That's it. Put this back on. What do we do next? Yeah, don't forget, put this in first. Sometimes I would put the vegetable, forget, then I have to take everything out again. Okay? So you want to do this. Now, I'm going to do that, mix all this stuff up, put it all in there, and then I'll be right back.